I got a new toy. Welcome to Wood Turning with Dick. By the way, this is associated to the wood turning that I do, but not directly. So I hope you enjoy some of the other videos. Other than this, please feel free to subscribe if this video has been even remotely useful. And give the video a like if I've done a good job of this. The unboxing of the Axcaliber Dovetail jig. Let's see what's inside. All the way up. Couple of handles. Huzzah! Got a good weight to it. Me forcing a bit. Aha! Instructions. Twiddly knobs. Well, it's got a nice solid construction. Very first job, before I play with anything or look at the instructions, is I am going to bolt this down to a piece of wood that I can then clamp. Find a suitable piece of wood. That's the perfect thickness, just short of the backrest there. So that'll do just nicely. Nice and central. There's a nice convenient hole to screw down the screw. Perfect. That just gives me a little ledge to clamp to the desk. So let me go digest the instruction manual. Take this off. I know that's going to need to come off. Turn it around so you can see it better. Make sure we've got a good fitting screwdriver. Right, before I do anything else, I am now going to read the instructions. Back at you in a minute. So the handles are quite simple. They operate. Now this will be hanging over the edge of the desk in a minute. I've turned it round so you can see it. I fitted the backboard so it's flush. A couple of clamps onto my workmate. It's all nice and secure. Point to note, it does say in here that it is preferable that the width of the timber is exact steps of 1/2 inch. 5 inch, 5.5 inch, 6 inch, 6.5 inch, etc. Luckily, it's almost bang on 4 inches wide. This is some offcuts from the frame and what the dovetail's for. So I'm going to use those as test pieces before I actually do my piece. Always worth doing that. The reason they like them in 1/2 inch spaces is somewhat obvious, but I'll read it as it is. As it will give a series of fully formed dovetails without part formed pins or sockets at the ends. Good to know. Right, instructions say to temporarily remove the front clamp bar. This is the front clamp bar. And it's on an awfully long thread. It does say to temporarily remove it, so let's do that. Referring to the template again now, so I'm going to put the template back on and screw it down. You watch the instructions, tell me to take it off again in a minute. This is where the advantage is of you watching me make these mistakes. Now this is the one that comes with it. There is another smaller option. Right, it says, and quite why it isn't marked on here, draw a pencil line so it's square halfway across the first finger, square to the template. This is the template. Then it says to adjust this so it's in line with that line. Now it says to put this one 1/2 inch to the right of the top one and make sure it's in line as well. How are you supposed to do that accurately? Good Lord. You want this outside edge 1/2 inch from that outside edge. Really do feel that there could have been markers inset somewhere. By all accounts, it wants me to put this back on, although it's not very clear in the instructions, I will add, with its extremely long threads. Huge jump here. It didn't tell me to put that back on, which I have done. It's now telling me to undo these, which I've loosened already anyway. Unlock the two knobs, that's this one and this one, and position the template so the tips of the fingers sit inside the vertically mounted timber by a minimum of 1/16, 1.5 millimeters for thin timber and 3 millimeters for thick timber. See figure 5. Figure 5. So presumably, put my timber in. Timber's nice and square, pre-paired. Right, so once this set nice and square to a minimum 1.5 millimeters, about there. Right, I'm gonna lock that back in place. Haven't yet worked this one out. Haha, okay. Looks like you need to load the top piece of wood first. Huzzah. So after lots of sacrificial bits of wood of the same width, as I say, 4 inch, every ½ inch is ideal for this, because the reason being, it allows evenly spaced with a border. Otherwise you don't want a half one of these or half one of the other. So 4 inches gives you perfect, or 3.5 or 3 or 2.5 or so on and so forth, in ½ inch increments with the standard template that comes with it. Allow yourself plenty of sacrificial pieces just to test it, to get it right. Even these aren't quite lined up. There's a couple of mil difference on the end there, and a couple mil there. Obviously, with a little bit more fiddling, I can get it right. And I've actually put my frame in ready for using, ready for cutting. These take a lot of adjusting to get it just bang on. Loosen one, do it up, get it in line with that pencil line I put marked there. So that should be in line with that. Getting this exactly ½ inch away from this one. This outside edge, ½ inch away from this outside edge. And hopefully you've got some good rules and good verniers and various to actually measure that properly. That's a little bit of a disappointment in my opinion. There may be a damn good reason behind that, but overall, damn good machine. Right, let me get this one cut and I'll show you the result. A bit of wood glue in there and I've got myself a very smart, quite dandy join. Liking that. I'm liking that a lot. Bit of sandpaper, smooth it off, and that should look lovely. One of these comes in the box. You do not need to buy the same size one that they sold me when I bought it. So I'm going to have to take another trip to Axminster, where I got this one from, to take this one back. Unused and in the box, so I got it in. Either one of those will do you up to 19 mil, and the slightly bigger one will do you all the way up to 30 mil thick. Overall, am I glad I bought it? Yes. Yes, I am. Saved me a heck of a lot of chiseling out and measuring.